Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Netta. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my winter makeup routine. I'm just going to give you some tips and tricks on how you can have makeup that lasts longer without drying out your skin during the winter time. For us, dark skinned girls with oily skin, okay? So that's what today's video is about. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you on this Sunday. And if you're one of my returning subscribers, welcome back. Speaking of subscribers, I just saw that we hit 63 subscribers this morning. So there are 63 of us in the Netta family, and that makes me so happy. You guys, I know for some people they might look at 63 as a number and not think that is much, but to me, I appreciate everybody who subscribes to my channel, and gives me support. So thank you. I appreciate that. The goal is 100 subscribers by the end of the year. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it here on YouTube, but I'll take this time to go ahead and do so. On my Instagram, we are at 542 followers, which is really exciting for me. I hit the 500 follower milestone, and I do have a giveaway going on right now in which once I hit 5,000 followers on YouTube, I will be giving away an unlocked iPhone 11. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you guys in case I hadn't shared it, because I want to give everybody an opportunity to win an unlocked iPhone. The reason why I decided for it to be an unlocked iPhone is because I want you guys to be able to choose what carrier you want to have. But yeah, so 2 lucky winners will get an iPhone 11 once I hit 5,000 followers on Instagram. So that's what's going on right now. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing with winter makeup is your skincare routine, which I've already did videos on my winter skincare routine. As far as it does change from time to time. Sometimes my winter, I find new products that I want to try, that I like, and then I start incorporating those. But if it does change, then I tend to let you guys know. But yes, having a really good winter skincare routine is the first step. The second thing with winter makeup is your primer. So because my skin does not have a happy medium between oily and dry, like it doesn't transition from oily skin in the summer to oily combination skin in the winter. It's oily all over in the summer, and then in the winter, because I live in a high elevation, I live in Colorado, so mountain state, very high elevation. The air is dry all year round, no matter what season it is. And then in the winter time, it not only is it drier, but it's also cold, and it literally, like, my skin goes from oily skin to just dry skin. I don't get a transition, and I have to adjust with the climate for where I live. So as far as primers go, I do not use 80 mattifying primers in the winter time. All the primers I use are hydrating. So the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Primer is a really good one. But my ultimate favorite one is the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer. This is the primer that I use during the winter. This one is my go-to favorite primer for my dry winter skin. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to go ahead and put some of that on. And I love this primer because it has coconut water and probiotic based ingredients, and it's silicone free. It's very important for products to be silicone free because you want something that's hydrating and water based. Okay, that feels so nice. And the other thing I really like about this Too Faced Hangover Primer is that it smells really nice and it just feels so good. So you want primers that are hydrating and they feel like skincare and just moisturizing, and they have water as the main ingredient. You want to stay away from silicone-based primers, and mattifying primers, you want a primer that's going to hydrate your skin and soak into your skin. Okay, so the next thing is I do not set my primer with powder. During the summer and during times in which my skin is a lot more oily, you see all this shine that's on my face right now, I would normally set that because I need a powder there as a first layer to soak up all of this oil, and then I could put my foundation down, and then I could put on another powder to set that. So it's kind of like layering powders, foundation, powder. But during the winter, I do not set my primer. I just go right in with foundation because I need my skin to breathe and I need all of this moisture to stay just the way it is. And I know that looks pretty scary, but right now I'm in my home. You know, right now I am okay, but when I go outside into that cool air, all of this moisture is gonna start being stripped from my face, stripped to my face over time. So I need this hydration to last me the whole day. I need it to last so my skin doesn't become dry and flaky, therefore making my foundation flaky. So do not set your primer underneath your foundation if you have really dry skin that's oily but gets really dry in the wintertime. Okay, so the third thing for your winter makeup routine is to use a foundation that is hydrating and nourishing. So one of my favorite foundations that are hydrating and nourishing is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I love this foundation. It's made with hyaluronic acid and everything like that. So I grabbed for this for a liquid foundation. But also one of my favorites is a cream foundation, and this one is Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. It's a cream foundation, and actually cream foundations are my go-to foundations for my winter makeup routine, and that's because they're more hydrating and also a little bit thicker. They're a cream, so they cling onto the skin a little bit better than a liquid foundation, and so I feel like it lasts longer. So that's what you want. You want to use cream foundations. You can use liquid foundations, but you just want to get a liquid foundation that is nourishing. NARS Sheer Glow is another good one, but you just want to stay away from mattifying foundations. All right, so now that we've talked about foundations, I'm gonna get my mixing bowl here because this step is very importante, okay? So whether you're gonna use a nourishing liquid foundation or you're going to use a cream foundation, doesn't matter. What you're gonna do is you're going to mix your foundation with a moisturizer. And for me, the moisturizer that I like to mix my foundation with is the Glam Glow Glow Starter Mega Illuminating Moisturizer. So the reason why I like this moisturizer to mix with my foundations, no matter which one I'm using, is because it also gives the skin a natural glow. It's gonna give my skin a natural glow, and in the winter time, I actually don't like to cake on the highlighter. I really like my skin to be able to breathe, so I like everything to be as thin as possible and as, you know, sheer out as possible. So this will give my skin a glow, and it's also going to add a moisturizing component to whatever moisturizing component my foundation already has. So first, before I get to mixing that together, I'm going to put down a highlighter, and I put down a highlighter underneath the foundation to create a natural glow. And for that, I'm going to use the Maybelline Master Chrome Jelly Highlighter. This one is in the shade Bronze Gold, Metallic Bronze, number 30. And the reason why I want to use this, you want to use either a liquid highlighter or a jelly highlighter, but you don't want to use a powder highlighter in the winter time. And the reason why is because you have to think about the nature of powders. Powders are there to absorb. So they're going to absorb all this good hydration products that you've put down on your face. The powders are going to soak it right up. So you don't want to use a powdered highlighter. You want to use either a liquid or a jelly form highlighter. And the reason why I prefer a jelly one is because it's a lot more sheer and it looks a lot more natural. So I'm just going to pop that on my cheeks and tap it in. And you see how that glow is there, but it looks very radiant and soft. That's what you want. And these jelly highlighters from Maybelline are so soft, like you could even wear them with no makeup, as you can see. And it looks amazing. Alright, so look at that. My skin looks dewy and glowy and just radiant already. And I think that's the idea. You want your skin to just glow and have a very supple glow to it. And so that's why you want to definitely do this as a first step underneath the foundation. But once again, powders are drying, so just don't use a powdered highlighter. Just use liquid or jelly. That's bad. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go ahead and mix the foundation and the moisturizer. So I'm going to mix the moisturizer first, and I have my spatula here. I'm just going to scoop out that much of the moisturizer. And you guys, this the Nude Air, what is this? This is Glam Glow. What is this again? The Glam Glow Glow Starter Moisturizer smells so good. It is so nice. Okay, so I'm going to put some of that in the bowl first as a base, and then I'm just going to scoop out some of this foundation here as well. Put that down, and then I'm just going to mix it. I'm going to mix it together really, really well in the bowl. All right, and then I'm just going to pick up a brush. Where's my brush? Oh, here you are. Okay, so then I'm just going to pick up a brush, and I'm just going to dip into that, and then just do my foundation. And I just press it in, and as you can see, that's giving me coverage. It's giving me a beautiful coverage, and it's going to also work to hydrate my skin. And look how radiant that looks. So beautiful. And this will last all day. Okay, so this is what my skin looks like. So I need to blend actually in the hairline a little bit better. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, Netta, you look like a shiny mess. And I don't want shine. Trust the process, sis, okay? We're not done yet. We're just laying the base right now, and we're laying a hydrating base. But by the end, you will see what I'm saying. Your skin will not be dry. Your skin will not be flaky, and it will last all day, and you'll look beautiful and radiant. Trust me, okay? All right, so now that we've got foundation down, and actually that was a lot of products, and I still have a lot left in the bowl, so I'm just going to throw a plastic wrap over that, and then I'll be able to use that again for tomorrow. So now I'm going to jump into concealer. For concealer, I do use the Too Faced Born This Way Multi Sculpting Concealer. I'm in the shade Mocha. And once again, you just want all hydrating products. You want products with a water base. and there's no different for your concealer. And so this concealer is already great. It already has everything that I need, and so I don't have to mix it with anything. I've already done that. Now we're just concealing, so we're good. But you know, you don't want to use a mattifying concealer. But if all you have are mattifying concealers, then just add a little bit of the moisturizer to them or some argan oil, and they'll be hydrated. I'm having to scrape this bottle. I think I'm almost out of this. What? I'm about to buy more. When does this stuff happen? Okay, so I'm just going to blend my concealer out off camera. You don't really need to see that part. But, you know, nourishing, hydrating concealers. Stay away from mattifying concealers and products in general. Alright, so I've got that blended out, and I did take a moment to get me some coffee. Okay, you guys, normally, I'm gonna be honest, like, I do not record or upload videos on Sunday. Sunday is like my Sabbath day. I go to church, try to make it to Sunday school. If I can't get to Sunday school, I try to make it to morning service. But the past few months, it's been tough. I haven't made it at all, and it's because I sleep in. You know, I sleep in on Sunday. I get off work at 8:30 p.m. On Saturday. So I got off work at 8:30 p.m. last night. And then by the time I get home, it's like 9 o'clock, maybe 9:05. And then shower, do a skincare routine, do hair care routine. By the time I get to bed, it's probably like 10:30, 11 o'clock. I'm just exhausted. I work a 10-hour shift, so you know, normally I wouldn't upload on Sundays, but I will upload on a Sunday if one, I don't make it to church, and two, I know my upcoming week is going to be super busy with like doctor's appointments, dental appointments, and things like that with the kids. And actually my birthday's next week, so I'm not sure what the uploading is going to be looking like, so I at least try to get you guys a video on a Sunday from now on if I know my the rest of my weeks are looking kind of crazy. But for those of you who did make it to Sunday school and morning service, say a prayer for me. Okay, just remember me. All right, so let's talk about contouring. So I don't really contour a lot. It's just not necessary all the time. Contouring is more so to make the face look smaller. It creates shadows to kind of thin out the face, which I don't need, you know. So it depends on if I'm in the mood. If I'm in the mood, I'll do some very light contouring. But if you are the type of person that you do like to contour with every look, I just don't think it's necessary with every look. You can use your blush as kind of like a contour to sculpt your face. But if you're that person who does like to contour, then the same rule applies. Do not use powdered contour kits. So normally in the summer I would be using this Makeup Forever translucent matte powder in the shade Deep to contour, or one that I've been loving lately is the Beauty Bakery Coffee and Cocoa contour kit. I would use this to contour. But now that my skin has been really dry and really flaky, if I'm going to contour, I'm going to use a cream contour kit such as this Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. This one is in the shade medium if you're using me as a reference. But if I'm going to contour, same thing, stay away from powdered contour kits, and you want to use a cream contour kit, okay? So that's that for contouring. I'm not going to contour. I don't do it like that. So I'm not going to mix it up. All right. So now moving into powders, because I know I get you. I can see your thoughts in your head right now. Like, but Netta, you still look like a greasy, shiny mess. You're not going to stay away from powders when it comes to setting your makeup all together. Like, you're still going to set your makeup, but you're going to use powders that are also hydrating. So for under my eyes, I am going to use the Beauty Bakery flower setting powder, and this one is just in the shade Translucent Oat. And this one does have a more mattifying effect, but that's okay because everything I have on is hydrating, so I'm just going to do a light dusting. You're also not going to bake. No need for baking when your skin is dry as F, okay? Just a light dusting to set the concealer. That's all you want to do. Just enough to make it last. And as you can see, start toning down that shine. So I'm going to put this everywhere that I put concealer. And now I'm going to start toning shine down. See? Told you. Trust me. Okay, so you see what I mean? How that shine is starting to come down and my makeup is starting to look so flawless, but my skin still looks radiant and hydrating. That's what you want. So no baking. You just use a nice translucent setting powder underneath, you know, to set your concealer. That's very finely milled and it'll help make your skin look fresh. You want to use hydrating setting powders. So I highly recommend the Beauty Bakery setting powders. They're like a soft matte finish, so it works really well for your winter makeup routine. Bare Minerals, amazing setting powders. They are awesome too because they have one that is a hydrating setting powder, and Bare Minerals also has one that is an illuminating setting powder. And what I like to do is take the hydrating one and the illuminating one and mix them together and set my face, and it is beautiful, stunning, and hydrating. But I don't have those on hand right now. So the setting powder I'm going to use is, you guessed it, the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. This setting powder is infused with hyaluronic acid, which, if you don't know what hyaluronic acid is, it is an ingredient that's naturally formed in the skin that helps keep it moisturized. And this setting powder is another great setting powder that's infused with moisturizing properties such as the hyaluronic acid. So this is the one that I'm going to use to just set the rest of my face. Okay, so that is the other tip, hydrating setting powder. So we talked about that. So now here is the secret. For setting sprays, you want to make sure you're using also a hydrating setting spray. My number one favorite is the Too Faced Hydrating Replenishing Setting Spray. RX setting spray, hangover setting spray. I love that one. It is so nice. Tatcha has the Silk Skin Mist that is also really nice and refreshing. And then too, the other one that I would highly recommend is the Quality Beauty Elixir. I've made videos featuring that spray. It can be used in skincare. It can also be used to set makeup. And also the Olay. The Olay essence is an essence, but it also works really well as a setting spray for hydration. But I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Natural Finish Setting Spray. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take a blending egg. This is a Beauty Bakery blending egg, but you can use any beauty blender. But you want to use a sponge for this step. And instead of wetting your sponge with water, you're going to soak that sucker with your hydrating setting spray. And not soak it where it's like wet, but enough where it's damp. So I'm just going to spray that really good. And then I'm going to squeeze it like you would if it was underwater, okay? So you're going to fill that with your hydrating setting spray. All right, and now that I've done that, I'm going to take some powder into the lid. Sponge filled with hydrating setting spray that's a little damp. And I'm going to dip it into there. And then I'm going to set my face. Do you see that? Look at that. Do you guys see now? All that shine is gone. but the dewiness is still there. Look at that. Woo, that looks so good. Look at that. So doing it that way, filling your sponge with your setting spray and then putting your powder on is giving you two benefits. Is making sure that not only are you using a setting powder that's already got those hydrating ingredients in it, it kind of helps take that up to the next level by applying it instead of with water with a setting spray that's already nourishing and hydrating, and then your makeup is already set, so it allows you to save time and you can skip a step. You know, at the end of this, you don't even have to spray the setting spray anymore. You can just go because you've kind of already done that by applying that powder with a damp beauty blender filled with nourishing setting spray. So at this point now, I'm pretty much done. So I'm gonna do blush and eyes off camera, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, well, this is the final look, and this is it for today's video. One last tip I wanted to leave you with is to make sure that you are scrubbing your lips with a really good lip scrub every day to get rid of the dead skin. And then as a primer for your lips, use a lip balm with an SPF in it. My favorite is Burt's Bees. And then once you use that lip balm as an SPF, then you can go ahead and use whatever lipstick or lip gloss you want to use over it. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.